Well, we're coming to the end of the book of Hebrews, Hebrews chapter 13, the final chapter. It includes a number of short and direct instructions. Do this, do that, so on and so forth. You might not expect to find so many word pictures here. And I suppose that's true, although you can still see the way that this writer likes to place images before our eyes. It's not just marriage in general, but it's the marriage bed that he evokes in our mind's eye, for example. The one image that I want to focus on is right here in verse 14, where he says, "For here we have no lasting city, but we seek the city that is to come." And he's saying this on the heels of talking about how Jesus was crucified and died just outside the city gate. We go outside the gate, outside the camp. And, and then he draws this picture in our mind's eye in verse 14 of like a city that you could dwell in. And this in particular, I think there's some interesting backstory here that's worth taking the time to discuss. There was in ancient Rome a cult of the eternal city of Rome, Roma Eterna, the city that was going to last forever. And it was Roman arrogance and hubris, of course. And we know that Rome lost the splendor and glory of its heyday. And even though it's still a city, it's not like it was. But there were many people in ancient Rome who had almost this cult-like worship of the city of Rome, as if it was the place that was going to last forever. And that if you wanted to find a place that was sure and certain and secure in the world, you had no better place to go than to Rome. And here in verse 14, this writer to the Hebrews just takes that right to task. He blasts that out of the water. Here, there is no lasting city, nothing here on this earth, not Rome, not any great empire of the past, not our own country nowadays. No place here on this earth is going to last and endure forever. That is, if we put our trust in one of them, one of these cities that's not going to last well, it's going to fall apart beneath our feet. We Christians, we seek the city that is to come, the New Jerusalem coming down out of heaven as a bride prepared for her husband, a city that will last, a city with foundations. And I think that's a neat thought, that we picture in our mind's eye something that's sure and certain and secure. And if we can't find it here on this earth, then we wait for it to come from our God, and he will most certainly provide that lasting city for us. The German theologian Hermann Sasse said that this is one of two passages in the New Testament that talks specifically about the Christian in politics, and the other one being in Philippians 3, where he says we have our citizenship is in heaven. And what is the Christian's relation to earthly governments and so on and so forth? Well, we are in them, but not of this world, right? We do not put our confidence and our trust, our ultimate, in any sort of politics, any sort of nation, any sort of city, because we know that none of them are going to last. We know that the one that is going to last is the one that Christ himself has prepared for us, and that on the last day, he will bring us to, and we will live there forever, a city that is to come. So that's I think just one neat little picture in the middle of Hebrews chapter 13. All right, well, I've enjoyed going through this letter to the Hebrews. I think that there's a lot to talk about in this book. We really were only focused on one particular aspect of this book, which was the way that the writer makes word pictures, or helps us to use our imaginations to place ourselves within the story of God's redeemed and chosen people, and within the story of our salvation. And that is one of the great benefits of the book of Hebrews, that we might all the more appreciate the glory that is ours through the great and glorious Jesus Christ, who shed his blood to make us his own chosen people. So finish up, read the end of the book of Hebrews here, and hope you enjoyed it, and God bless you.